Welcome to the Fight Night Daily Podcast from talkSPORT. We are in the York Hall because we've just had the official weigh-ins for Eubank Jr. and Benn 2. I say the official, it was the ceremonial. The officials took place a little earlier on today. I'm Adam Cattrall, pleasure to be with you. Gareth A. Davies here as always, as is Spencer Oliver. And for this week, the piece de resistance, the sprinkling of sugar on top of this very badly baked cake, is the one and only Mr. White Rhino himself, Dave Allen. What have you made of the week as we built up to today? There's not really too much to take away from a ceremonial weigh-in, but weight-wise, I think the biggest talking point is that there was no missed weights. There's not going to be any Rolls Royces paid out today from Chris Eubank Jr. as he's come in 0.9 of a pound under.
Yeah, and the fact he's actually lighter than Conor Benn in the weigh-ins this morning, obviously it was the ceremonial that we just witnessed here at the York Hall. I think it doesn't augur well for Conor Benn because Chris Eubank Jr.'s got 11 pounds to put on for the second day weigh-in, as the boards keep telling me to say, not the rehydration weigh-in. They don't like the rehydration name. He can put on a lot of weight tomorrow up to 11 o'clock in the morning. There's no fine for him now. I think we were together, all four of us, all yesterday. Not much has changed in my view, that Chris Eubank is still a very powerful favourite, and unless something's been taken out of him in the last fight, I think he wins comfortably on points again, even though we still may have a big battle at certain points.
We were obviously covering this live on Drive a moment or two ago, Spence, and we were saying that the first time around he actually looked a little bit gaunt, did Chris? Obviously he ended up missing weight, then we had the rehydration the day after and what have you, and he did look like he was struggling, evidently. This time he looks a lot healthier, like he's actually been dialed in to hitting the right weight this morning.
Yeah, but he looked fantastic there on the scales. I know he's had a little bit of rehydration, obviously, since this morning, but that doesn't tell me anything different than what I already thought, and that was that he's made the weight perfectly this time. You know, coming in at 0.9 of a pound under, I think is, told me straight away, yeah, this kid's on it. I looked at him, no dark eyes, no sunken eyes. The skin looked good. He looked ripped. He looked a totally different fighter to the guy that I saw on the scales against Conor Benn back in April. And that's a big plus for Chris Eubank.
And Dave, slightly different as well for Conor, because Conor's £3 heavier than he was in April. He came in at 156, I think it was 0.5 or 0.6 or something the first time around. And he's up in the 159s now. Obviously that's muscle mass because there's no fat on him. What do you make of that?
He's still a welterweight in my opinion. You can see the size difference. I think with Conor, £3 heavier, I think that just means he's not cut as much weight. I think last time he went down to 156 to make everyone think, oh, he's only 11'2", he's a small guy. He should have weighed in at 159 last time. The extra £3 that he took off can't have done him any good. Foolish, really. I said that last time. So why is he 156? 159.9, that's where you want to be. So whatever that extra £3 that he's not took off, that'll give him a little bit of extra. But Eubank, I just think he's took it so much more serious. I think he underestimated Benn last time. Realised he can beat him maybe at 70-80%, but now he's at 100%. I don't think he's a fighter he was, but we're going to see a much better Chris Eubank Jr. than last time, I believe.
Dave, just quickly, a question for you, mate. You still think that Conor Benn can make 147, even though he's not weighed it for 4 years, and now he's gone up slowly? He had a couple of fights at 154, now up at 159. You think he can still cut that weight?
Yeah, I fully expect him to, yeah.
It's irrelevant right now, though, because it's about them fighting a 160.
Yeah,
I expect him to. I think the ceremonial weigh-ins, winning that early in the morning, gives fighters more chance to take more weight off anyway. I think it gives advantages to bigger fighters, but obviously the clause, I can't call it a rehydration clause, what have I got to call it?
Second day weigh-in. It's a rehydration clause, Dave. You call it what you want, mate.
We're all of a similar view because we are in and around boxing all the time, and the sensible thing, the best pick is Chris Eubank on points or by late stoppage. But the unexpected does happen in boxing.
Yeah.
And if Conor Benn comes off with a victory tomorrow night, it's an absolute fairy tale for him and his family, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Listen, if he pulls off the victory, to me, he's a huge underdog going in again. I mean, unless that fight took something out of Chris Eubank Jr. at this stage, you go, and you never know that at this stage. The wheels could completely have come off, because not just the fight itself and how grueling that was, but what he put his body through to cut that weight, because he missed it so badly that, at 36 years of age, that could have a lasting effect. If it hasn't, you would expect that Chris should win out a handy winner.
Yeah, the thing is, Dave, you've just pointed something out there, right? We got a 60-70% version of Conor Benn to get the victory. he's going to have to change something, isn't he? He's going to have to do something different in order to become victorious tomorrow night.
I think we will see a Conor Benn. I think the Conor Benn from the last fight, since the last fight, first real fight in my opinion, he missed the British title level where he should have been. He didn't box McKinson, he should have boxed Esserman. He was boxing Algeria, Van Eerden, they're finished, they're done.
Yeah.
Eubank won 16, 112, 8 rounds to 4.
Yeah.
7 of those rounds, the 3 judges agreed on. 6 of those rounds to Eubank and 1 to Benn. There were 5 swing rounds. The only way for me that Conor Benn wins this fight is he makes it a dogfight again, and it's a dogfight towards the end, and he fatigues Eubank towards the end. I don't see him winning. I don't see him outboxing Eubank in a million years. So he's got to make it a dogfight. So early in the fight, he's got to bring it at some point.
I think the good thing is, from his point of view, is that we've got an 18-foot ring again. And that's what we had in April. We had an 18-foot ring. I mean, that's the minimum that you can have for a championship fight. I know this is not a championship fight, but that smaller ring forces that action, and that's obviously been installed by Turki Al Sheikh. He wants to see the action. That would suit, you would think, what Conor Benn does best.
Well, there's a lot of talk about this. And Dave might understand this as well. Like, Chris Eubank Jr. is actually the puncher out of the 2 at middleweight in this contest.
Of course.
If you look at Conor Benn, you know, what's he had? 13, 14 stoppages out of his 24, 25 victories. You look at his record and you go, he's not had a knockout for a couple of years.
And not one above 147.
Absolutely. So there's the narrative being thrown out here is that Conor Benn's the puncher and he's the one that can go in there and knock Chris Eubank Jr. out. The only way that I see him beating Chris Eubank Jr. is if Father Time catches up with Eubank Jr. when that first bell rings. Yeah. Take that away from it. Eubank Jr. has always shown that he's got a granite chin. He's done that with the big punches like, you know, George Groves. One thing that he's known for is his durability, his punch resistance. He's
and he looks fantastic as well.
And he looks fantastic as well. So this is a massive ask this for Conor Benn, who is not the puncher going into this one.
But he's fit. He's front foot, he's relentless, and he's got a shorter ring, so he won't have to go looking for his opponent, so he can get hold of him.
I know we got to close in a second, but should we watch out for the weather a little bit as well?
Absolutely,
Could that be a factor?
Make sure you bring your coat because it's going to be chucking down. It's terrible outside, isn't it? You know what I mean? These
Can't
big
wait
stadium
for it,
fights.
though. Cannot wait for it.
Listen, we've got a fantastic undercard, some good fights on there as well. I'm looking forward to Jack Catterall and Echo Usman. I think that's going to be an absolute cracker. And the British title fight between Sam Gillies and Ishmael Davis is going to deliver as well. We've got some good knocks, but it's all about that main event, and I've no doubt you're going to be tuning in tomorrow from 7 o'clock to come and join us. John Rowland will be with us as well, calling you through that fight. It's going to be action-packed. The stars are going to be out in the cold of Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, 7 o'clock on talkSPORT. Come and join us for the rematch that you've all been waiting for. Eubank Jr., Benn 2. See you there.